Welcome everyone, guys. Welcome to another of the Escape Mondays that I decided to do from now on. So, welcome everyone. Welcome back to the Escape 9 to 5 show. Let me know where you're from. I have another screen here in front of me. So, if you're going to write on the chat, I'm going to see your messages. Feel free to write on the message where you're from, where you are based at the moment, and welcome to this episode that is actually about Clubhouse. Now, I'm going to check for a second if everything is working well. So give me just a second. Be patient with me. I'm going to just see if I'm recording here and I'm live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And it looks like it's working. So welcome, guys, whether you are watching this live or you're watching the recording of this episode. Today, I want to talk about Clubhouse. Now, the title of this Monday show is Clubhouse Dead? Should we care about it? Should we talk about it? Should we use it to grow our business? Well, these are all questions that people are asking themselves about this platform, because this platform had a huge spike of popularity at the beginning of last year or during last year, and then there was the popularity stopped. So people started getting out of the platform because there was all this hype at the beginning. And then, as we always see with platforms online, people start to get on other platforms. Well, there was a time when Clubhouse was super popular and everyone was jumping on board and everyone was talking about Clubhouse as the new big thing. And then right now, it looks like that this entire aura of incredible platform disappear from Clubhouse. So should we care? Should we use Clubhouse to grow our business? Now, if you have any questions regarding Clubhouse, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about and you don't know what is Clubhouse, well, write in the chat, because I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. I'm going to keep an eye on all the messages, and I will try to reply on the spot to any questions there, any feedback, any opinion you may have about Clubhouse. I want to have a conversation as the kind of conversations that I have on Clubhouse every day. Because, spoiler alert, I'm on Clubhouse every day. I spend at least 1 hour every day on Clubhouse. Now, you may tell me, why are you doing that? Clubhouse is dead. You shouldn't use that platform. Use Instagram instead. Use TikTok. Use something else that is way more popular and is working a lot better. Well, that's where you're wrong. I think that right now is the best time ever to jump on Clubhouse, to get on board with Clubhouse. I'm going to explain you why. Now, for each platform that arise right now, there is always a spike of popularity. There is always the growing moment, right? And at a certain point, this platform will reach the peak, will reach the higher point of its growth, and it has to go down. It happens with all the platforms. Think about Facebook. Facebook was super popular a lot of years ago, and then reached a point that everyone was saying, Facebook is gone, it's gonna die, it's dead. I don't want to use Facebook anymore. I will jump on something else like Instagram or something else. And still, Facebook is still there, and it's still the biggest platform on the market. So why am I talking about Facebook regarding Clubhouse? Well, Clubhouse reaches peak and now is going down. When it's going down, it means that it's getting less important, that you should get out of it and you should use something else. No, it's the opposite. When it gets up, there is a lot of competition. There are so many people in there. I remember I was Clubhouse months ago. There were too many people in there. Everyone was creating rooms. Everyone was trying to figure out how it works. Everyone was there because it was super popular. So it was a mess. It was completely crowded, a chaos. It was totally messed up. Now, a lot of people jumped out of Clubhouse because they realized, well, maybe it's not my platform. Maybe I should use something else. A lot of people that were creating rooms before, they just left Clubhouse. So right now, there are a lot less people. This means a lot less competition. And as I always say, it's a lot better to use something that is small, with a small audience, with less competition, than using something with a lot of competition, because it's a lot more difficult to succeed. Think about TikTok, Instagram. They're really popular, right? Really popular. But it's way more difficult to succeed on Instagram or TikTok than succeeding on Clubhouse. On Clubhouse, you have way less competition, and it's a lot easier to find a spot for you. It's a lot easier to reach a big audience because you don't have too many other people talking about the same things that you talk. So if you can find a really specific niche for Clubhouse, that's one of the best platforms you should join right now. There is a lot less competition than Instagram, TikTok, any other platform you may think about. And there is a huge crowd of people that are eager to find content in there. That's the reason why I'm there every day. That's the reason why I'm spending at least 1 hour on that platform, because I can see results. Now, the only problem with Clubhouse is consistency. You need to be really consistent. Now, you may tell me, okay, this is the same with every other platform, right? That's true. With Clubhouse, it's even more true. Okay, you need to be really consistent. If you start using Clubhouse, you need to know from the get-go that you have to put a lot of time in there. You have to put a lot of time. You have to be there every day. You need to be consistent, and you shouldn't break the chain. I said to myself, I'm going to use this platform. I'm going to be here live every day, and I don't want to skip a single day, because if I skip a single day, that's an exception, and I will do that exception over and over and over again. So I don't want to break the chain. I said to myself, I'm going to be there every day. I will spend at least 1 hour there, and I will do my best. Every time I will run a room, I will be 200% myself. I will be the best version of myself, because I want to give the best content to the people that are listening there. Now, why is Clubhouse working so well to grow an audience? The reason is because people listen to you for a long time. If you think about YouTube, the attention span on YouTube is a lot smaller than Clubhouse. You have to be in front of the screen. You have to watch what's happening on the screen. You can't do anything else, right? You put the screen there, you have to watch, you have to listen, you have to be there. You need to be there physically to watch something on YouTube. That's why the time that you spend on YouTube is way lower than the time that you spend on Clubhouse. Because Clubhouse, you don't have all the problems that a video platform gives you. Clubhouse is super simple to use. It's like a podcast, but with the exception that whenever you want to interact with the conversation, you can do it. It's like a webinar, an audio webinar, with the exception that when you have any questions, or if you want to say your opinion or say or share your feedback, you can do it. That's why it works so well, because you can learn, you can listen, you can do whatever else you're doing. You're wash the dishes while you're listening to a room. And then once you have a question or you want to share something with the audience and the people running this room, you can do it. You can just jump on the stage and you can say your opinion. That's why it works so well, because it puts together the part of learning and the part of interacting and growing your brand. That's why it works so well. Now, I want to share with you one big reason why you should be there. I'm going to drink a sip of water and I'm back to you. Now, look at this feature. This feature is the reason why a lot of people decided to quit Clubhouse months ago. They decided to come back. I'm going to share my screen because this is a game changer if you're going to use this platform. Look at this. I'm going to put my screen up and I'm going to minimize my camera. Look at this. I don't know if you're familiar with pinned links on Clubhouse. This is a feature they introduced, I think it was November, if I'm not wrong, or October, something like that. They decided to give the chance to everyone who's running a room to put a link at the top of the room. It looks exactly like this. Look, I'm gonna zoom. I hope you can see this. I hope you can, but you should. Now, you're running a room, and if you want to promote something, you can decide the link you want to promote, and the link will always stay on top. This is a call to action that will always stay there at the top of the room. It's the most visible thing that you have on the room, your link at the top. This means that if you create a room that talks about online marketing and you put at the top your digital product, your course about online marketing, people listening to this room, they will listen to you, they will learn from your content, they have the chance to interact with you. So imagine how strong is the bond that you will have with your audience. But if they want to click on your call to action, they can always click on the call to action. You know why webinars became so popular and so important in online marketing? Because with a webinar, you can do a presentation for an hour or so, and then at the end of the presentation, you can put your call to action there. This is exactly what's happening on Clubhouse, with the only difference that you can put your link, your call to action all the time for the entire time on the top. So you can do a webinar per day as I'm doing, because basically what I'm doing I'm doing an audio webinar per day. Every day, I go live for 1 hour, so it's a live webinar at the end. It's just audio, and there is always a call to action at the top. If I do a room of 1 hour with Clubhouse, I'm gonna get at least 10 people clicking on the call to action and going through whatever call to action I put there, whatever offer I put there, whatever promotion I put there. Right now, for example, I'm promoting my online course about Clubhouse. Really smart, right? I'm on Clubhouse and I promote an online course about Clubhouse. So I always have that call to action at the top. People listen to my room and to my rooms, and people listen to my rooms for a long time. There are people listening for my rooms for hours. So I'm at the same time creating a strong connection with them. They trust me, they listen to me, they like the content I'm sharing. So I'm creating a strong bond with my audience. And at the same time, I always have a call to action at the top of the room. This is why it's so powerful. It's like webinars on steroids. And I can tell you, I'm not lying. This strategy works so well that you have no idea. We were waiting for a feature like this for months and months and months and months, because we had no idea why we could run a room and we couldn't share a link, because that will be a game changer. Now we have it. And that's the reason why a lot of people came back to Clubhouse after they decided to quit the platform. That's the reason why, if you're not using Clubhouse at the moment, you should change your strategy. You should think about using it. And it's not that difficult to grow on this platform. You know, another game changer that is on Clubhouse, and I'm gonna remove the screen because you don't need to take a look at that indefinitely. Here you go. The other game changer about Clubhouse that you don't have with any other platforms, you don't have this thing with Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. It's just on Clubhouse, and it's the reason why you can grow so fast on that platform. The game changer is the fact that you can do a room, you can do an audio webinar in someone else's club. What does this mean? It means that there are people growing clubs. Imagine clubs like Facebook groups, like groups of people, right? And there are other people creating those groups. Now, those groups, there are clubs on Clubhouse that are really, really big. And I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of people in those groups. Now, if you can convince one of the founders of those clubs to give you the chance to run a room in those clubs, it means that when you go live with an audience of 200,000 people straight away. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 subscribers or no subscribers at all. If you have the chance to go live in those big clubs, you will have an audience of, from the get-go, of hundreds and hundreds of people. This is why I've grown so fast on that platform, because I find out the way to do rooms in a big club, actually the biggest club on Clubhouse. Every time I was live, I had in front of me hundreds and hundreds of people. It's like talking for a webinar, having a webinar with a lot of people, and you did nothing to put together that list of people. You know how difficult it is to put together people for a webinar. Every time I run a webinar, I have to run ads, I have to message my email list, I have to promote the webinar on social media and stuff. In this way, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to promote, I don't have to use ads, I don't have to do anything. I just have to convince a founder of a big club to host my rooms. And I did it, and I didn't have a lot of followers, but every time I was live, and I mean almost every day, I had hundreds of people listening to me. Hundreds of people who join your room based on the title of your room. So if your room is called How to Succeed with Online Marketing, people will join the room because they are interested. So the people that are inside the room, they're interested about what you're going to talk. This is the difference. Like, they don't join a random room. They join a room because they like the title. So they are ideal audience to your call to action. Imagine you can filter people based on the title of your room. They get in your room and then they find your call to action at the top. Hundreds of people. In this way, you don't need to run traffic. You don't need to find traffic on social media. You don't need to run ads. You don't need to do anything. It's like free traffic for you. Free traffic every time you want. In my case, I can go live every day, and every time in my rooms are filled with people. And most of the times, 90% of the rooms, 90% of the people in my rooms, they never heard of me. So it's fresh traffic. is fresh traffic. It's a great way to grow your email list, to get customers and clients for your digital products or consultation services or whatever you offer without doing anything, without promoting your rooms, without paying for traffic, nothing. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be live. You need to be consistent, and consistency is going to be the other thing that is going to change your game. Because the more consistent you are on Clubhouse, the more Clubhouse will reward you with traffic, because Clubhouse rewards you for the time that you're putting inside the app. So the more time you put in there, the more consistent you are, the more Clubhouse will reward you. It's the same thing that happens on YouTube or Facebook. The more time you put into the platform, the more the platform rewards you. All right. So you need to be consistent. You need to understand that the things to grow with Clubhouse and have success with this platform is to be consistent. So to take the decision that you're going to be there every day or a couple of days per week, but you shouldn't break the chain. You mustn't break the chain. You need to be there every time you can. Give 100% or 200% every time you run a room, because it's like being on stage. It's like being on a physical stage with people in front of you. It's the same exact thing. So you need to be the best version of yourself. You need to give away the best content you can to the people that are listening to you. Number 3, you need to have a call to action that is in line with the title of the room, because creating a funnel on Clubhouse is really simple. It all starts with the title of your room. If the title of your room, if people are interested in what you're talking about in your room, they will join the room. And then if they find a call to action that is in line with the title of the room, this is the perfect funnel. All right. And then the last thing that you need to do, consistency. Create titles of rooms that are consistent with the call to action that you put in there. Put a call to action and give your best in your rooms. Give your best in your rooms. The last thing is to promote it. You need to promote the fact that you are on Clubhouse. As I said at the beginning of this live, Clubhouse is not as popular as in the past. Many people don't use Clubhouse. If you showed your audience, your email list, your audience on Facebook, your audience on YouTube, if you show them that you are in there and you're talking about the interesting things, people will join Clubhouse just for you. This means that you will have a room just with them, just with the people interested with you, and they will listen to your voice and your content for time and time and time again. This is why you should be there. If you're not on Clubhouse right now, well, think again about your choice, because this is one of the best places right now to grow an audience, to make sales, to get clients and customers, and to thrive with your business. Now, thank you so much for watching. Either you're watching live or you're watching the replay of this episode. I hope that you found something interesting here, and I hope that I gave you one or more than one reasons to join Clubhouse. And if you're watching the recording of this thing and you have any questions, well, remember that you can write in the chat. Write in the chat, write whatever questions you have, or whatever feedback you have, or whatever opinions you have about what I talked about. Let me know, because I want to have a conversation with my audience. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to see you here again with the next Escape Monday. Bye for now.